can't get ready if you stay ready.
Yeah, yep. There's no intro today. There's no nothing. No, we are not doing that today.
Oh,
I was, I go live. We ain't doing no intro, no nothing. Welcome. So, guys, y'all know what happened this weekend. Y'all know. So we're gonna
mhm.
start off. We're gonna paint a picture, man. Cole, J. Cole, Jermaine Cole. I forgot your middle name, whatever your name is. Uh, you released the album. I was so happy to come up here. I'm like, damn, man. Cole released the album. Might delete later. People are saying it's an EP. It's 12 songs. It's an album. Uh,
Yeah, it's an
so
album. It's 12. Come on.
so he released the album. Every album. So he released the album. I like the album. The album is no skip. He has Daylight on the album. I was like, God, we see why Daylight was not better rapping. Daylight is doing music now. He's on Cole's album, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I get to the last song, right? I get to the last 7 minutes drill, and people are saying this is the response to Kendrick. I like the song. I'm like, okay, catchy song. You can follow the lyrics. I'm like, a nice warning shot. You said it's a warning shot. There was not much dissing there happening. There was like the angle was technically he just called Kendrick inconsistent. He doesn't release music like that. He should call him. He doesn't. He shouldn't call himself the GOAT because he doesn't release music like that,
He had
right?
the most, uh, I guess, respectful criticism.
Yes. So he called him. He said he averaged one good verse, one hard verse every 30 months or so. If you look, if you do the math of 30 months, I did this on my YouTube channel, by the way.
Two and a
It's
half
two and
years.
a half years, and
He's,
if you,
but you can't fault him when he right though.
yeah, it's two
He
and a
been
half.
outside doing features at least. It's
Yeah,
not an album.
yeah.
Can't fault him when he
Then,
right.
then if he's not doing features, he's working on the collab album with Dreamview. So you come when he say he's been outside, he's been outside. When you look at Kendrick's albums, if you do the math on it, it's within 2.5. They're separated between 2.5 years, right?
Hmm.
So I then when you go down in deep in the disc, he said the first album was a classic. The last album was tragic. Everybody said the last album was not like the kid. They didn't like Kendrick. They didn't. It didn't do. It wasn't the Kendrick that they expected. People didn't like the album like that, right? Then he said the second album made people go to sleep. I didn't know the second album was Pink Butterflies, whatever. I forgot the full name,
That's
something.
technically his third album. Because Section
Yeah,
80 is his first album. But
but Section 80
we
really
know what
people
you're
need.
talking about.
Yeah, he really didn't count that as the album because
That was his first album.
Hmm.
so
What?
That's his first one.
yeah, so he really didn't count that.
What?
It was never on my mixtapes. That's why I know that's the first album. It's never on my mixtapes.
Oh
That's the first one.
shit!
But yeah,
I
it
was
is
wrong.
officially the
Yeah.
80s. It is supposed to be his first album, but
Hmm.
people really don't count that as his first album because he wasn't that.
It's because we never heard it. That's what it
Yeah.
is. The
Then
masses ain't hear it.
yeah, then
No, nigga,
so
it
he
wasn't.
said Pink Butterfly was his.
First album.
Facts.
He said Pink Butterfly was good, but he made people go to sleep. But people guessed it. He said the third album that was Mad City. Oh no, Damned was the height of his career, his prime. He was. I'm like, okay, Cole,
Yeah.
good
Damn
warning.
was that was the great. That was
Yeah,
the great
he
one.
said, I'm like, okay, Cole, good disses, good and really polite. You didn't say nothing disrespectful. You said, Lord, forgive, Lord, please don't make me do this. Right after that diss, you said, Lord, don't let me do this. I don't want to be like Nino with G Money crying tears because I love my brother. I'm like, okay, you telling you don't want to be G Money, right? Then you switch the beat. Then you said, "Oh, people." You even said people want you to respond toxic, but you say you love your brother. If you power for real, it's like you swatting a fly. I'm like, okay. Then you said four albums in 12 years. I can divide. I'm like, oh, yeah, we know you can divide. But if you want to really do this, we can. I can humble you on this mic. I'm like, okay, cool. Respectfully, I'm like, to be honest. If we put
It
the
sounds like
this
competition.
sound like competition, no malicious intent. Nobody really. He didn't call Kendrick out his name. He didn't say much about Kendrick except the pie. When he called Kendrick, the trans people were saying the trans bar. Yes, it was directed to Kendrick. If you actually listen to it, if he was saying Kendrick was a pussy. That's the only disrespectful thing that came out, right? I'm like, okay, Cole really respectfully responded. I'm like, oh, if we go by how Kendrick does this, he will never respond. So we ain't gonna get, I was like, if Kendrick responds, then we're gonna get another response. And this nigga goes out on Dreamfest and he apologizes. He said, he goes out and say, hey, I was sleeping peaceful for the last 10 years, but the last 2 days I sensing, man, nigga, nobody. First of all, let's be honest. Like that verse wasn't directed to you. It was Drake. It you were just
But the internet, and this is why I posted that the internet ruins everything. They responded and said both of them need to respond.
yeah,
And
but
since it's a conversation about Big Three, and Cole is comfortably in the lead, still in the lead, in my opinion.
no, he's not.
Come on,
He's not. He's scared of competition.
because he apologized.
Yeah, why you apologizing? You should have just kept quiet.
Maybe somebody called him.
Who called him? Because Jay-Z told him not to apologize.
Oh, no.
50 Cent told him not to apologize. Who called him? His boss said that was a bad move.
Yeah, but 50 Cent got 30-year beefs with niggas.
No,
and
but
he's still carrying
but
on.
no, but don't forget, no, Jay-Z there's a story that Jay-Z has to call and say you should not apologize because this
Hov
was
did the
not.
same thing. That's why he's telling them that. Hov
Yeah, but
apologized to Nas.
yeah, but don't forget Hov apologized after. He didn't apologize 2 days after he released the diss track.
No, but
No,
Hov
no, no, no.
responded in Takeover like a year
But
later.
yeah, a year later, he didn't take.
He
He
was
didn't.
cooked already.
But did he apologize two
Yeah, he
days
had
after?
on subliminals for a whole
No, no,
9 months. A baby
no,
dropped by it. The
no.
nigga got
But did
cooked.
he respond? No, this the problem. We don't care if he apologized. He should have let the thing set and see what happens. He
We see
apologized
what
to.
happened. Them fans is hype. Yo, Kendrick fans are on a whole nother level.
Yes,
The
this what.
music was fuck.
No, 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 no. He should have just let it happen. If Kendrick responded, then because he didn't have to say he apologized 2 days after he released the album, he should have just let the album sit for a while. My problem is you apologize 2 days later. Why are you apologizing 2 days later? You should have not released the song, by the way. If you gonna apologize 2 days later, you
I
made
mean,
the song.
yeah, but
Now,
when you in
but
the
now,
studio and everybody telling you to respond, you come on. You
and
got paid for
technically
shit.
speaking, first of all, the whole album, you are sending subliminals to freaking Kendrick. Isn't this you?
I know I'm trying. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working, yo.
That's some baby shit.
Oh man,
The
why the
whole
fuck
album
did
is
he
sending.
apologize, yo? Uh,
Why did he apologize? He should have just let that shit sit. Because the whole album, let's be honest, the whole album, he's sending subliminals to Kendrick Lamar. The whole album.
I mean, yeah, it could be taken that way, but I think he was really claiming his spot for being one. I think
But
that's really what
okay,
it was.
now he can't claim that no more. He can't
Well,
claim
he
that.
can
He
still
can.
claim that.
He cannot. Let's be honest. People going back and forth on this track has been long before he was alive, or maybe he was. Because we're gonna start the hip hop, man. We gonna go hip hop history now. Leskuzzy and Ice T, they're now cool. They apologize to each other, but they didn't do it 2 days later after they did release the diss track. All right, we just said Jay Z and Nas, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's then we ain't gonna call people who have still have beef to now like Eminem and them still have beef to that's still prolonged.
I
Then
mean, Eminem was literally just dissing Benzino the other day
yeah, so we
for
ain't gonna
no
call.
reason. Like
Well, technically speaking, it
niggas is not
was,
gonna
but it
apologize. Niggas don't quit.
technically speaking, it was not really. It is the reason, but it really I we ain't gonna get to that, right? Then he's right. Then we're gonna go recently, right? Y'all know how we Vinny's not a big John Lucas fan. I'm a big John Lucas fan, right? John Lucas had like a sparring match. This was technically a sparring match between
Him and Tory, I let yo. That was
yeah.
fun.
Yes.
That was fun.
Guess what? After that, they made a song together and they were having fun with it. Then Tori and Don Q had a sparring match. Two back and forth diss tracks. Nothing. This, let's be honest. Everybody who is a Cole fan and a Kendrick fan, when Cole responded, we really didn't think it was a, a actual beef because we all knew some, not everybody, but some of us knew really Kendrick really didn't say much about Cole in the diss track. If you listen to the diss track, he said like 3 or 4 lines, subliminal lines to Cole. So when we had Cole respond, we like, okay. And we, some people fans were like, some fans were like, oh, this show is not nice. I was like, no, he really didn't. If you were, I did a reaction video to this, right? I say, first of all, Cole didn't have much to respond to. He had like 3 or 4 lines to respond to. The whole like the diss was directed to Kendrick, to Drake, but Cole took it straight because Cole is the reason why the big three is just big me line went viral because Cole is the one who said this is the big three. Me and is it Aubrey on me? Is it Aubrey on? Is it Kid Die Aubrey on me? We are the big three like we started the league. That was Cole's lyric, right? Then I was like, so Cole took it on the big three line. Yes, Cole took it straight because when it was Drake's turn, Drake said it was between him and Cole. He didn't bring out Kendrick at all. So Kendrick kind of did Cole. At the same time, he was telling and say, you know, he really said a shot like, yo, I'm aiming at your mans, but you're gonna, you catching strays a little bit. So when Cole responded, I'm like, okay, we know that Kendrick and Drake, this is real beef. They don't like each other. They've never for a while now, so they're gonna, do the most to each other. When I was like, when it's Cole and Kendrick, I'm like, this is a nice sparring match. We getting back to hip hop. We don't have this like Bossman Dilo out here making song an album that he's just the chorus, the whole song, and he calls himself a rapper. We don't have that. We having actual bars. You have the actual people rap. I'm like, okay, two of the top lyricists in our generation going back and forth is gonna be fun. Then Cole come up here saying, man, I didn't feel right in my spirit. I didn't like I've been sleeping peaceful. If he felt some type of way, take it back, shot out, take it on the chin. Nigga, fuck, what is this? This is not hip hop. What the fuck happened to hip hop? It's penmanship. It's competition. We are competing. If what the hell? We all knew, real right core fans knew this was not really beef between you two because we know how you love Kendrick and how you love Drake. We knew that. We just wanted a good sparring match. Like we like, because since we didn't get a collab album, we like, oh, maybe we're gonna get, a nice sparring match. That's what we were hoping for before this nigga Cole decided to say, my bad. I feel sad. I didn't feel right in my spirit. I was sleeping good for 10 years. Just for 2 days, I didn't sleep right. So I'm gonna make it right, and I'm gonna take the disc back, and I'm gonna take it off all streaming platforms. Nigga, it's still up on all streaming platforms. You know why that song is still up? Because your whole album can telling your whole album is all fire, but that song kind of hit the highest streams. And to be honest, if you listen to the song, it's actually catchy and actually it's fun to listen to.
I think he got some more calls and it didn't come down, but I don't know. I think it's more to
Techless,
it because he wouldn't have said violence if it wasn't. I think it's way more to it.
but
But
if you let's be
he
honest,
shouldn't
people,
apologize.
he should
Yeah,
not apologize.
I don't have nothing to defend that. Like he shouldn't
He
apologize.
should, if he got calls, he would just say, "Man, I'm not." If he respond, I'm not responding. That's it. This nigga say sorry at his own in not. It's not the point that he says so. He says sorry in a crowd full of all core fans who were already happy he just released new music before the festival, and he's gonna come up here on a Sunday night. Let me out. Cole, number one, I didn't. To be honest, I saw this late. I was about to go to sleep, and I saw you say sorry.
Yes.
I was pissed. I was having I was having a bad, nice. I was having a good, nice, bad night at that moment before you apologized because I was watching WrestleMania. Y'all know if you people know WWE is actually cooking right now. Triple H is in charge now, so we're gonna talk about that a little bit after
Yeah,
this.
they cooking.
Triple H is now in charge now, so this shit is good. This is getting entertaining.
Pride.
Tay Rock was pissed, like he went home mad as shit. If you go look at Tay Rock Instagram, he was pissed. It was funny that Tay Rock actually took better, like watching Tay Rock took wrestling like seriously. It was actually funny because we know wrestling is scripted, but it is. We gotta talk about people saying wrestling is fake. We gotta kind of talk about that a little bit,
People who's
but
saying this? I mean, everybody. Whatever. People dumb. Whatever. Like what, yo?
so now we're gonna get into the, Cole, you should not apologize. So you would now, Cole, in me, I'm this petty. For the next 2 weeks, right? Because I've been playing your album the whole week. For the next 2 weeks, you are no longer in my top five, nor in my top 10. You're my top 15
Oh my god.
because you are scared for competition. Because you know why I love Jonah Lucas and Tory Lanez? They didn't have real life beef. They were joking. They even went on Instagram live while they were releasing diss track to each other. Jonah Lucas said, "Oh, you just responded, cool. I'm about to go to the studio right now. I'm about to respond to your diss track." It was actually fun. They were having fun. That's what we wanted from you and Kendrick, but you felt like, I need to say sorry. This didn't feel right in my spirit. It let me know I was sleeping peaceful for the last 10 years. Yes, I'm very nice guy. And you getting your bus and you should have not apologized. You are you just what's crazy? You were complimenting Daylight saying, "Man, I like what better rap people do." Nigga, that's not, we don't apologize in better rap. We don't. Where did you watch a battle rapper apologize after they just had a battle?
If Ars ever apologized, he would be slandered, bro.
Bro,
All the
bro,
crazy things he said, bro.
yeah, when did you see a battle rapper apologize? If you had, did you see Daylight apologize to freaking Tay Rock for about the trans bar that he said? No, he didn't. But we know Daylight and Tay Rock don't have bad beef. They were actually having a good battle of penmanship, lyricists.
One of the greatest battles ever.
Yes, and they didn't. That's what we wanted from you and Kendrick. We didn't. You took the blood and thing that was not directed to you. I don't know if you actually listen to the fans that you, because in the album you say you been the one of your biggest thing you've been looking online. We really didn't ask you to come for blood. We asked Drake to come for blood because Drake got a lot of more that was more directed to Drake. We just asked you to respond because let's be honest, Cole. I'll be honest with you, Cole. When it comes to the hip hop, hip hop and the rap game, really you haven't completed every task. Because yeah, you know how back in, I want to say 2018, 2019, when Cardi B, Chance the Rapper, and Ti had a show on Netflix called Rhythm and Flow,
Mm.
and they were trying to get build up a rapper, like like get a next great rapper, and that's where D Smoke. If you anybody listen to D Smoke, that's where D Smoke got his name from the show, from that show. Uh, if you saw the show, they had a part of the show when they had to get the rappers to go on a rap on a well, technically it was a diss song. It was technically diss song, battling, because they say that's a necessary part of rap. You gotta go through dissing, like a war type of thing, sparring match, diss tracks. You gotta go through, battle type of thing. You gotta be tested, and then Smack to host the diss track part of the thing,
Mm.
and their King Los to come and coach them. King Los is kind of involved with battle rap at the time. He was just came back to battle rap. He was involved. So he was showing them battle rap type of videos, saying this what and giving them like this what you're supposed to bring. It's like this how it's supposed to look when you go up there. But it's like for y'all, it's not like a cappella. You're on beat. You're making a song, and you gotta act. This how you're supposed to do this. And most people, in the bear rap type of thing, most people actually took it as like that. Even after they made it through the run, there some people was like, yeah, man, that was fun and games, cool. That's what we wanted. Cole, you haven't had that test yet. You and Kendrick really didn't have that test yet. Between y'all going back and forth, Kendrick did have like that test, the controversy. Then people responded, but never really went back and forth.
Neither of them niggas had an actual battle.
Yeah,
And
so
I've been
Techland.
saying this for the last couple weeks.
So this is what we wanted. We wanted an actual battle. You see why Drake can say he's the best? Because Drake has been in couple battles and he has actually had war back and forth. Him and Pusha T, him and Meek Mill. You know why? Because he has actually went in a back and forth battle, and actually even Drake and Meek Mill are not cool. They're having like planning. They do stuff together now, but that's what we wanted from you, an actual battle, and you just came up here and apologized 2 days after. You know what? You took your title literally of your album, "Might Delay Later." You took it literally.
They did. They
You
did
took
take it
it
literally.
literally. Why did you
That
took
could
it?
that could also be more marketing, but whatever.
You took it literally, bro. Might delete later, nigga. You might delete it 2 days later, nigga. Stop it. The song is actually fire. He said lightweight like it's PWC. I didn't know. You know what crazy thing is? When he said that bar, when I was reacting to the video, I'm like, wait. He said I listened to the bar like 2 times, right?
Mm.
The first time I was listening to the beat, then I was like, hold on, let me rewind the bar. Let me rewind. I was listening to the beat. I told the people in my reaction. Then I say lightweight PWC. I'm like, what's PWC? I'm like, I've never had somebody say light work PWC. My battle rap thing kicked in. I want to know why he specifically said light work PWC. So I went on Google. Literally, it's in the video. You gonna see me go on Google and I type in PWC. So I go through all these companies. Then I found one company when I'm going down and I see say PWC Fairview, North Carolina. I'm like, well, Coy's from North Carolina. Let me check what is this. Then I click, and PWC is their public that's how they pay their utilities. So I'm like, oh, so you say this is light work like PWC, like he's saying he's paying the bill. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. He said, I got a phone call. Is somebody there saying? I'm like, okay, my nigga. I was like, who's your nigga? Then I was like, wait a minute. He said his nigga was ready to jump in and respond to Kendrick. I'm like, only one person on his roster who has the ability to go back and forth with Kendrick right now is GID. I was like, GID, it was ready to go. I was like, because I asked, I'm like, wait, who was the people who called you and told you about the diss track? You didn't hear the diss track beforehand because you already said you're with Metro Booming. while he was playing the album, you didn't hear the diss track beforehand. Like I you should have heard the diss track beforehand because Metro Boomin has played the song to a lot of people. He even had like he had Tory Lanez, Trevor Scott catching strays from
Travis told Metro to play it on stage before
yeah,
it
like
even
he
came
played
out.
the and now you had like Drake putting Trevor's shooting up Trevor's freaking pinata. Now I don't know how he got Trevor Scott's face on a pinata, like that big pinata, and you're shooting it up when he's playing the song him and Trevor Scott have. Like when he's supposed to be Trevor Scott, he shoot up a pinata. I don't know how that
It's
came about.
hilarious.
I don't know how that came about, but to be honest, you see, and kid, you hear Drake telling DJ Academics that he will if he releases a district, he's not apologizing. He felt disrespected that DJ Academics told him, yeah, if you're gonna respond, please don't do what J.Cole did and apologize 2 days later. And Drake was like, "Oh, you know me better than that. That I'll never do that. It's kind of weird that you're asking me if I would do that." It's like I've never did that. It's like I'll apologize. I'll not apologize 2 days later. I was like, maybe eventually I'll apologize. We have a man to man talk, but not during the height of this. Is helping both of us. Is gonna help, technically speaking, is gonna boost his sales. Really, I don't really need more boosting because I sell myself already. He sells himself already, but it's just gonna make hip hop back into where fun. It's gonna just bring back the fun part of hip hop.
Mhm.
And that's what we needed. Not you apologizing, but yeah, that's how I'm feeling, man. I was pissed.
Hey,
I saw every freaking Kendrick fan coming out here delusional, saying, "Man, how we feeling?" I was pissed. I'm like, Cole, you should have not said that shit,
yo, them Kendrick fans, yo, I never knew this, but
bro.
they
They
be
are
trying
so
to, bro.
delusional. They are
I,
so delusional,
yo,
bro.
yo,
I'm like,
Kendrick
yo,
could do no wrong in their eyes.
bro. You know how they try to defend that Kendrick is consistent. I'm like, yo, they're like, oh, Cole didn't say nothing. They're all cap. I'm like, okay. If y'all tell me it's okay, it's like he lied about the second. I was like, Techline is speaking to everybody I've asked who I know listen to Kendrick. They say, yes, we
T-Pad,
can.
nobody under stop. T-Pad was not a great listen.
He's like,
Like, it's
the
not the
yeah,
easiest listen, bro.
yeah, he's like, Pink Butterfly, yeah, we all, he's like, the critics call it one of the greatest album of all time, but technically speaking, I did feel sleepy through the album. It was it made me sleepy. But he's like, yes. He's like, when Cole said that, I actually agree with him. He's like, I agree with when he said the first album was a classic, the last one was a tragic. I agree with him too on that. I'm like, okay, since you agree with him and you saying the same thing, and
He's
he brought
saying
it
the
out,
same thing everybody's thinking, bro.
I'm like,
It's not
okay.
even like crazy.
I'm like, okay, you say that, you say that, you say that. I'm like, so what are these Kendrick fans talking about? Like he's lying. I'm like, no, he didn't lie. He just said he just said it was you put niggas to sleep, but you all people guessed it. Yeah, I proved this point for him. You're still guessing it, right? Then he said, you have 4 albums in 12 years. I can divide. In 12 years, Kendrick has 4 albums, guys. I don't know. And Kendrick releases every. If y'all have not noticed, I think y'all Kendrick. And let me tell y'all something. Kendrick, when he's about to release an album, he has one verse where he just calls out anybody he can. The industry, he'll call out a rapper, he'll call out anybody he wants.
This it's a attention
It's
thing.
every
It's smart marketing.
it's every time when his album about to come out, or when this album comes out, there's one song there where he just calls out somebody. It's a pattern in his albums. That's what he said. You average one hot verse every 30 months or so. I said that. And first of all, yeah, some of y'all didn't catch this. I think when you say I didn't come out, is that I came out of bars. I didn't make my name of controversy. The way he delivered the word controversy, he said controversy. I don't think y'all, some of y'all delusional. And if y'all listen to the out to the song, I listen to the song. I kind of know some of the words. Like I've been singing the song. Like if I played, I can actually know some of the words. Like he's like, I got a phone call to my nigga. Said somebody dissing. I say itching for attention. We got extensions. I my nigga was like, said a word. I told him chill out, nigga. How do I look having henchmen, bro? He had some cool quotables, but now, man, with that bad thing, I want to give Cole his credit with the album,
Great
great
album.
features, great features on there. Uh, Everything that you released, the albums, I'll give it a 8 out of 10. You can listen to the whole album. There's no really a skip song, like a song that you might say, I might skip this song. I know people have been calling hydro HYB, standing hydro bitch, hydro bitch, hydro wife, as the one of the worst song on the album. It's not really bad. It's more of Cole try to rap on a drill and New York drill beat, another New York and UK drill beat. It was actually fun. Listen Cole rap on a different beat than what he's normally used to rap on.
Yeah,
Uh
I like it. I like that song.
yeah, so it was actually a good bit. Now let's talk, man. Now we get in, man. This weekend was great, man. This weekend, to be honest, everyone, because let's talk about this. So some fans or whatever people are saying, oh, why the crowd now? WrestleMania happened this week in Philadelphia. We kind of told you that WrestleMania was in Philadelphia. Unfortunately for people, WrestleMania came on the wrong week because we had bad weather all throughout the week, including the weekend. It got better near the end of WrestleMania. We had rain. We had literally rain all week. Like we were like freaking the UK or something. Like we just London or something, just raining the whole week. So it was cold. Night one was cold. So the crowd really, I think people at the crowd told me that they were frozen. It was freezing. So Thailand don't get the crowd did best that they can at the beginning, but let's be honest, when you still sitting there for like what, standing there sitting there for like what 8 hours? I won't say eight, not eight.
Yeah, that joint was all
Started
day. I didn't even know it was all day.
no, they had all day events, but then the actual started at 7 and like what 12, so like I want to say 5 hours. The actual event started because they had a whole week event. Like they had whole week events. Like I think they did this as like the biggest WrestleMania. So they had like all week events. Like they had WrestleMania World. They like people come out through. Like The Rock came here to Philly days before on like on Thursday, and then he had like interviewed. He was doing like a pep rally. You know how pep rally is this? That's I was like, yo, triple, and and come to find out, this was it was more of a launch to kind of from what I'm hearing, it was the bosses. That means Nick Khan and The Rock and everybody. This was a launch to say they're trying to get away from the Vince McMahon era, and this is the Triple H era, right? And you kind of saw it. You kind of saw what was happening. Like the Triple H era, you kind of saw that this was getting that officially underway with Triple H being full control of everything that's happening with WWE. Even though we knew that Triple H got control of it, I think last year or 2 years ago. I want to say last year when Vince McMahon resigned and retired. Uh, Triple H got control of WWE, and you kind of saw the changes, right? But it was not fully, con- fully underway as because if you actually see the fully Triple H era, you kind of saw the people who won. their matches at WrestleMania are fully under Triple H. Triple H kind of is pushing for them, right? You kind of saw this leading up to WrestleMania, like Jey Uso is getting the more push. The Cody has been Triple H's guy from the get go. Uh, the other people like Bailey has been under Triple H. When Bailey didn't want to come back to WWE, Bailey Triple H convinced Bailey to come back to WWE.
Mm.
Uh, the three who was the two ladies, Naomi came back to WWE because of Triple H. J Kai, the new girl who's great by the way, she joined WWE from AEW because of Triple H. You kind of saw that Triple H is like the difference between Vince McMahon and Triple H. You kind of saw it when you started paying attention to wrestling, because let's be honest, for years wrestling was not interesting until 2020. When 2020 came about, no fans and not really nobody really had an interesting thing. That's why yesterday, if you watched, not everybody watches ever watch WrestleMania, but nobody watched Raw. Some people were interested. We watched Raw after Mania. When Cody came up and thanked the fans, and he said he wanted to say something about Roman, the fans started chanting, even though there's not supposed to be liking Roman because Roman is supposed to be the bad guy. The fans started chanting, "Thank you, Roman," because let's be honest, our every fan who watched WWE, even me, I got back into WWE in 2020
Mm.
because of Roman Reigns. When Roman Reigns became the bad guy, the bloodline, the storyline, probably one of the greatest storyline ever to be told by WWE. You kind of He kind of brought back that, and you see that he brought back a lot of fans back to wrestling because how he was telling the story, how he was acting on camera, off camera. He didn't do like most WWE fans, like most WWE stars, like The Rock. The Rock's supposed to be a bad guy, but when he's after the wrestling, he really doesn't act as bad guy. He act like a normal, like the normal Rock, living the people. Even after his match on Saturday, he really didn't stay in character. He, as some wrestlers don't
That's
stay in
not him
character.
though. He is like a likable guy.
Yes, but what I'm saying is more of like his character is the final boss. He's supposed to do, do crazy, say some crazy shit, like being bad guy, doing bad guys type of thing. He kind of did that on the Pat McAfee show, like when he went outside of, when he did like interviews talking about him coming back to wrestling and the bad guy, and calling Cody fans crybaby, slapping Cody in the face uh during their press conference for WrestleMania. You actually saw that The Rock does stay in character sometimes, but sometimes he doesn't. When
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns stays in character every time. Like if you do something to him, he'll kick you out. Like he kicked a lady out of the press conference because he said, because Roman said acknowledge him. That's how he say acknowledge me. I'm your tribal chief. Acknowledge him. So people were cheering, and one lady said boo, and little Roman said get out. He's like get out. Like he's like get out, and the lady didn't want to. He's like you get out or I'm leaving. Like it was more of like he was still in character because people know that Roman is not like that in real life. Is more of like he was still in character as the tribal chief, like being a cocky, saying that I've work to do tomorrow. It was more of like, yo, bro. He's like, I need you to ask questions. He's like, do your job because I'm doing my job coming
Mm-hmm.
here and I have a job tomorrow night. I really don't have to be here until tomorrow because I'm supposed to be somewhere else getting rest because I have a match tomorrow. Yes, but I want to say shout out to Triple H. You promised that this was going to be the biggest WrestleMania ever, and
I
this has been
think he delivered. I
he
don't know if it's
delivered.
because I'm in the city that it's in, but I was
I
working
know, I go
those
lie.
I was working those
Even,
nights. It was
but
dope.
I go lie. I go lie. Even though if you are not in the city, everybody who's not in the city, everybody say the same thing that this is the biggest, starting from night one to night two, is not different. Is the biggest. People say, oh, because The Rock fought night one. Technically speaking, The Rock, him fighting night one really didn't have nothing to do with being that was the biggest. The Rock was just another storyline. To be honest, yes, he had the best storyline of night one, but that was not the best story. Like the best story. We all know wrestling is scripted. Is scripted to a certain point,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes they go away from the script because of how the fans are reacting and what they have to do at the time. Because I would like when I watched like the behind the scenes of WWE, because I didn't know. I'm like, okay, we all know wrestling scripted, but how do y'all come up? And they'll clearly come and say, yo. Sometimes they'll tell the wrestlers, yo, we know that we had a script for you for this week, but we can't do that. We scrapped it off because we don't have enough time to put your segment in there, or we have to cut your segment this much. Your match gotta be you had your script's supposed to be 30 minutes long, but now we're gonna give you 40 minutes. So you gotta add more into the match. You gotta add more storyline into the match, right? So it's kind of crazy that how when you watch WWE, the behind the scenes, and you see some fans are like, yo, you know, and people say, "Oh, it's fake." Yeah, it is fake to a certain point, because sometimes you get kicked in the face actually. Because when you see them flip, yes, they gotta wrestlers gotta catch each other, but sometimes you get kicked. Like Bianca Belair on her show on Hulu live in WWE, she even said that she got kicked in the face, and they had to speed up the match at WrestleMania. I think the previous WrestleMania, not this one or the last year's, the other one, when Bianca she was going against Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch jumped from the top rope. Unfortunately for Becky Lynch, she miscalculated her jump, right? So she jumped, but she was uh Bianca Belair was too far away from Becky to where she can catch her safely. So when Bianca moved up to try to catch it, she literally got kicked in the eye, like with a boot. Like Bianca, Becky Lynch wears like big boots, so she clearly kicked in the eye, and she's like, you can see that she's asking me, "Am I okay?" And it's like right after she kicked me, I felt my eye swell up. So I literally told her, "Yo, we gotta do this real quick because my eye is swelling up." So he's like, she literally asked, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." I'm like, "I'm not okay." So literally the ref was like, "Okay," set the signal saying she's not okay. So they're like, "Okay, speed it up the fight. Speed up the match." Like they just wrapped it up in 2 minutes. She went and her eye was swollen. So it's kind of crazy when you watch that. But now let's talk about the matches. So I think night one, I want to say is, I'm not sure who started the night one, this and then opening. Oh no, it was Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. Crazy thing, I didn't know why. First of all, I don't know even know why they did that. I feel like that was should have been pushed a little bit later, but I guess the storyline was go how the storyline was going. So Bianca Belair, no, Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch did a big feud. Uh, Becky Lynch won the Elimination Chamber, and she been saying, "Oh, I want this is the match. I'm gonna show how Rhea Ripley is always on top," because her saying is like, "Mommy's always on top." Rhea Ripley saying every time she wins is that, and like I said, Mommy's always on top. She calls herself Mommy. So she comes out with a rock band, metallic band, some god type of theme band,
Mm-hmm.
crazy entrance. They had a great match. Rhea Ripley won. The match I was looking forward to. Then the next match was the Rey Mysterio and supposedly with one of the members of LWO, but it got switched the night before to Andrade with Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar Great match. We had the Eagles jump in to help Rey Mysterio to win the thing.
Oh, so
I
Jason
think
Kelsey was in there.
yes. So
Hey,
so so what happened was Dominic Mysterio was about to get a chair, and Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson jumped. Lane Johnson grabbed the chair right after Dominic grabbed the chair. He's about to walk to the ring because he was holding it like this, and he was about to walk. And Lane Johnson grabbed the chair, pulled it. Jason Kelsey jumped from the crowd. They were wearing the Eagles themed Rey Mysterio's mask, pushed Dominic against the pole. The ref didn't see it, so technically speaking, they should have. They Dominic Mysterio and Santa Escobar should have won by disqualification because the interference from Jason Kelsey pushing Dominic Mysterio through through the pole. The push Dominic Mysterio through the pole, threw him back in the ring. Rey Mysterio pushed them against uh the middle of the rope 619. Then Andrade did his finisher. Rey Mysterio jumped off the top rope, first splash, 1, 2, 3, celebrated, and that's when Rey Mysterio said, "Come in the ring." That's when it reviewed everyone. The announcers. The only person who knew who it was Pam McAfee. Pam McAfee kind of knew who it was because the announcers like, "Who are these big lucha libres up here?" And you hear Pam McAfee. He said, "Those are NFL legends. Those are legends, Hall of Famers." And and I kind of spotted. I recognized Jason Kelsey because when he was getting into the ring, Lane Johnson got like a normal person. Jason Kelsey didn't get in like a normal. He jumped off like he's athletic, like Rey Mysterio, like Leo jumped off the. I'm like, yo. I was like, Jason, I know you want to show that you're athletic, but your weight is not that high. Your knees are not made for that.
these are
Those rope
6'5", 300, 250 pound
and
linemen, like
yeah,
doing athletic shit. Like
and
that's
shit. Yeah,
crazy.
like he did outlandish shit. I'm like, and then when I saw him grab the top rope, I was like, that's Jason Kelsey. He's about to do whole jumping like he's like my height.
That's like
Like my,
Slim Big Show doing like high flyer
yeah,
moves. Like what?
yeah, did high fly thing. He jumped in and he took off the mask and he jumped on the rock. He's celebrating. I'm like, okay, cool. Then I kind of saw the theme of the night, how who was winning. I kind of saw the theme of the night. I'm like, if the team comes out first, they're gonna win, right? So I was like, okay, cool. It was not really first. It was okay, not first. It was second. If you came out second, you're gonna win. If you came out first, you're gonna lose. That's how they did it. But they threw you off here and there. Like
Mm-mm.
for Jay Uso and Jimmy, that was a throw off. Jimmy came out second. Jey Uso came out first, and I know why Jey Uso came out second because he was coming out with Lil Wayne, and he made it crazier because Lil Wayne came. They introduced Lil Wayne as the greatest rapper of all time. He came out, did the Amelie verse. Yeah, he did Amelie verse,
Damn,
but
Wayne was there
yeah,
and
Wayne
T
was
Pain. Yo, nah.
T Pain was in the
We should
crowd.
have bought
Wayne what
tickets. Me should have been in there.
Mick was there. Mick was in the
Yeah,
suite.
Meek was in there. Yo,
Michael
him
Rubin was.
that video of him saying "Get up," hilarious.
Oh yeah, it was. He's like, "Get
Yo,
up, Rock, get up,
said get
yeah,
up. Why he
get
said get
up."
up like
That,
that? You're a grown man, bro. Why are you saying it like that?
oh, then so what happened was, I kind of knew, like, and then when I had Lil Wayne and they showed the video of Lil Wayne backstage right before he walked out, and he's wearing, I'm like, wait, what is Lil Wayne wearing? And I see him wearing Yee glasses. I was like, oh shit. He's bringing out Jey Uso. I was like, I kind of had an idea that he was gonna bring out Jey Uso. I think I came out here and said Jey Uso kind of invited him in hopes to him bringing him out for his entrance. But when I saw him wearing Jey Uso's glasses, I'm like, okay, cool. So he chose a side. He's wearing the Yeet glasses, the glasses with the red Yeet, and I was like, okay. I'm like, first of all, how are you wearing Jey Uso glasses? So what is Jey Uso wearing? Because that's what he wears. He wears the Yeet glasses with the word Yeet That's how he's saying on his glasses. I'm like, what is he? What are you? What is this? What is Jey Uso wearing? So Jey Uso, Lil Wayne come out, rapped a little bit. Uh, then Emil, when he's about to rap the second verse of the song, the lyric, they cut the music, and he's like, hold on. And the middle, when he said, hold on, Jey Uso's theme song started hitting. Now, criticism. I think he was supposed to sing Jey Uso's theme song, It's Just Me, Us, but I think he didn't rehearse that enough to know the lyric to It's Just Me. Jey Uso's theme song is very simple. Is just you should just well he caught it at the end, but at the beginning he really didn't say shit. He was walking with Jey Uso together down the ramp. So Jey Uso's like, where you at? And Jey Uso comes out with all blue, all white with the blue thing, Hawaiian flower thing in color blue. I was like, okay, we kind of that's still telling this story that Jey Uso wears blue, freaking Jimmy wears red. Don't know why Jimmy really doesn't get that much love from WWE. Really, it's weird. So Jey Uso comes out. He comes out with Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne walks down the ramp, the longest ramp. Go Jey Uso does his thing when he gets there. When Pat McAfee loves it because it's actually catchy. When you start singing, you gotta do it too because you're like, yeah, it's like let's get it, Oos. It's like it's just me, Oos, and he starts doing this, and I join in even when I'm sitting here. I join in because it's actually entertaining seeing the whole crowd do it too. And that's when Lil Wayne is like, it's just you, News. It's on you, Oos. It's on you now. So he gets in. Jimmy comes out. And me when Jimmy reached he didn't even get in the ring. And me when he reached the part where the ring is like the arena of the ring, Jay Uso starts beating him up. He started whooping his ass. Now, criticism of this match. This match was supposed to be a great match. It is a great match. But more, it was lack of, they didn't show much move. They did the same moves that they do. Really, they didn't show any moves. They just did their finisher together. What they used to do as a tag team, the super kick, uh, uppercuts, super kick, and that's it. Technically speaking, the only person who kind of improvised was Jey Uso. He did like a flying super kick, and since then he's been doing that as his more of his finisher. So he's like, they go back. Jey Uso is like, it was. I think this match was more of storytelling more than the match itself. They really didn't care about. They wanted to tell a story through them talking inside the ring because every time they were fighting, Lyric Jey Uso was like, "Yo, I'm your brother. I'm supposed to be a twin," and he kicks him. Every time he kicks him, he's still they're talking like back and forth, right? Uh, then Jey Uso wins by he spears Jimmy. He wins. He's like in the way of excitement at the same time. He's kind of feeling, I just, like that's my brother, and I had to beat him up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, then what was the next match? I'm not. There was so many matches, so I'm confused. I want to say the next match. Wait a minute, hold on. I need to go now. This is why I like
Yeah, pull it up.
WWE. Yeah,
Pull it up. Pull it up. It sounded like a great as an outsider who don't watch wrestling no more.
yeah,
I haven't watched this since Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, and Edge, but um, it seemed fire. It seemed fire.
yeah. Hold on.
Cody finished the one.
God damn, the Cody finish his goddamn story. That was
Um,
actually fun. Him finishing the story
the
was
Rock
actually funny.
actually went up there and lost. That was kind of surprising.
Well, The Rock didn't really lose. He won, but The Rock actually won. Roman actually lost, but
Mm-hmm.
it was more how it's actually the story. Oh yeah, Sami Zayn. I forgot Sami Zayn. And Gunther. Sami Zayn actually beat Gunther. It was the same thing like how Cody beat The Rock, right? Like it was like Cody was the underdog. Sami Zayn was the official underdog because Gunther had like the IC title for like almost 2 years now, 660 66 days. So it was more of like, oh, Gunther is this unstoppable force. Sami Zayn has really had the momentum of like, oh no, he was struggling. How is he gonna get back to WrestleMania? Since last year he was in WrestleMania for the tag team champions against the Usos. This year really didn't have that tech, guaranteed to be WrestleMania. Uh oh yeah, then our truth and crazy thing. Our truth, so our truth, they never won a match at WrestleMania. That's the other match that I forgot to mention that Saturday. It was a six man, 6 team ladder match. So ladder match, the two tag team champions were up in the air on the ladder match. So the match would be done if both titles were taken down. So the first titles were taken down with SmackDown's tag team champions by Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. They're like, that storyline is more of like they're associated with Logan Paul on their storyline. They're like, they're friends with Logan Paul on their storyline. So they won the tag team champions, and our truth, the Miz won the Raw tag team champions. Is more of like, it was more of like, oh, this is, this is R-Truth's moment, because R-Truth has never every time he has been a WrestleMania, he has lost. He has never won a WrestleMania match. He has lost every single time he was at WrestleMania. So he finally wins a win, gets a WrestleMania win, right? He's like, okay, cool. Then the tag team match between Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins versus The Rock and Roman Reigns. The storyline was tackling The Rock was using his power as the boss in real life of WWE, the head of board of directors, of TKO, the company that owns WWE and the UFC. He was using like that type of power of like, the ref could not do anything unless it was approved by The Rock. He could not count out. It was literally a street fight. It was a street fight. It was a street fight, not officially a street fight, unofficial street fight, because they were doing everything that they wanted. So ended up The Rock had a huge entrance. I will lie, The Rock. I will lie to you, man. You kind of stole the most of the time of the. You took a longest time to do your entrance. You had the longest entrance. I don't know. I liked your entrance because it's actually dope, but it was actually at the same time it was annoying, because most of the matches before y'all were short as shit, because they were short as ass. But uh y'all kind of made it up, because the your match actually lasted like I want to say 40 minutes, but most of the time it was more of y'all just doing whatever y'all wanted. The storyline of The Rock being this badass, talking shit, even going back and forth with Cody Rhodes' mom. She was sitting front row. So then The Rock and Roman won. That means it was blind run rules the following, like, so the idea was the blind man had the advantage. The blind man can do whatever they want to Cody Rhodes. They can interfere. Technically, it was really a the match was a one-on-one match with interference allowed, right? So people really didn't get what me personally. I thought when they say blind line rules, that means the blind line gets to do whatever they want. Cody does really. There's things were against Cody. It was just Cody against the bloodline. But I guess WWE really didn't want to say that, so do that. So they just say it's fair game. Cody has people coming in. The Roman has people coming in. Roman had like what 1,300 days of being champion, so like almost 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
This year in August was gonna be 4 years, but ended up, they didn't get to 4 years. Uh, so they were doing the storyline. Cody lost. You kind of saw the face between Cody. Cody like felt disappointed that he lost. Then now night two, night one was okay. I'll give that night one. I watched both nights. Night one, I'll give it like a 6. But night two, Get night two. I'll go lie to ya. I want to say it's an. I want to give it to a 10, but my man, I go lie. I'll give it like a 12 out of 10. That shit was off the chains. It was off the chains. You had Snoop Dogg come in and commentate. You had CM Punk commentate the first match because CM Punk, uh, the storyline, CM Punk came back to WWE. And they kind of telling the storyline of what happened in real life between some wrestlers in real life with CM Punk on TV, of like
Mm.
some wrestlers really doesn't like CM Punk as a person, right? Because what he said when he left WWE, when Vince McMahon was in charge, really he really didn't like, his issues with WWE back then really didn't they really didn't see eye to eye. So and some he was always saying bad things about WWE when he every time he had a chance. Some wrestlers really didn't like that. So the wrestlers that kind of were the ones now the faces like Seth Rollins really didn't like what every time CM Punk says something bad about WWE, he was attacking the faces. Like the main person that he normally used to attack was Roman Reigns. So Seth kind of defended Roman Reigns a little bit on Twitter against CM Punk, and him and CM Punk went a back and forth.
Mm.
So when CM Punk came back for the first time, you kind of saw the reaction from Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins really didn't like him. Like Seth Rollins is telling the people, he's like, he better not be backstage when I get backstage. Like I don't want to see him, right? So they kind of took that storyline. Okay, they don't like each other in real life, so we gotta tell this storyline. So they had CM Punk being the commentator because CM Punk is injured right now because of Drew McIntyre kind of tore his pec, his one of his muscles on his bicep on his arm. So CM Punk tore a bicep on his arm. So he's out for like I think a few months now. Since I think he's been out since January or February. So he's been out for a few months. So he was commentating the fight between Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, two people that don't like him and two people that he really doesn't care about. And the funny part, CM Punk really didn't wasn't saying much anything bad about Seth. It was more about Drew because Drew McIntyre has been having this parade saying, I'm the one who injured CM Punk. I'm the one who took CM Punk out of WWE for a few months. It's me. I'm the one who killed his dream for going many eventing in WrestleMania. It's me. He's been doing this, parade. So every time Drew McIntyre was having the upper hand, he looked at CM Punk, and CM Punk was like, "You see, this is why he's gonna lose. He's focused on me. He's being a hypocrite. He told Seth that he's too focused on the bloodline and Roman Reigns and Cody's story. He's not focused on him. And at the same time, he's focused on me." So Drew McIntyre finally wins. Drew McIntyre gets his moment in WrestleMania. That's what he was praying. His whole character was like, I need my moment. I need, he said, I need my moment. So he gets this moment.
Mm.
He goes to his wife, celebrate with his wife with his belt. Then Drew McIntyre can't help himself and goes to CM Punk. This way she get this why I say it. That two took WrestleMania to 12. It was an 8 of 6, but it went up to 12 because what the storyline that happened. When Drew McIntyre saw CM Punk, he could not help himself and try to gloat and try to, boost himself like, yeah, I told you I was gonna do it. You know? So he goes to CM Punk, he's talking to CM Punk, and CM Punk is telling him, why are you focusing on me when you just have your moment? They're going back and forth talking shit to each other. And then this way CM Punk, I think CM Punk kind of was off script because he said, I've never won a title and the whole crowd is singing somebody's name, saying somebody else's name. He's like, that never happened to me. So Drew McIntyre puts his title and he's like, I need this picture framed. So he was putting his title and he turns around and CM Punk grabs him because he was on the table. He was on the freaking table. I don't know. Drew didn't really think. So he doesn't. I think he doesn't know who CM Punk is when he's in wrestling. CM Punk is petty. CM Punk grabs him off, grabs his leg, yanked his table. He falls on the table, and CM Punk starts whooping him bad. He takes off the brace that's supposed to be keeping his hand together, like his hand from overextending. He takes off the brace and hits Drew McIntyre with the base, with the brace. Then Damian Prince comes in. Damian Prince is the Mr. Money in the Bank, so that means he can cash in on any title he wants anyway, and he has a chance to win the title.
Mm-hmm.
So when Drew McIntyre is vulnerable, he got beat up by CM Punk. Damon Prince comes in with his song. He comes with his cashing, hits Drew McIntyre one more time, tells the ref, "I'm cashing in right now." Puts Drew McIntyre in the ring, chuck slams him. His chuck slam is like the Undertaker chuck slam with the twist. He jumps. How the Undertaker, how you used back in the day, the Undertaker just throws you while standing. He jumps and he chuck slams you and he sits down with you. He jumps with you and he sits down with him and he wins the title and he walks off. You see CM Punk up here, just CM Punk is clapping. He's like, "Look at this. He's having a time of his life." CM Punk is laughing. And you see Drew McIntyre looks at CM Punk. CM Punk is laughing. And CM Punk is like, "I told you, see, this is a foolishness that you worried about me. I'm petty. You just lost your moment. Your moment lasted 5 minutes. You didn't last the whole night. Your moment lasted 5 minutes. Right? Okay, cool." Then the 6-man ladder match, that's when Snoop Dogg, the next match was the 6-man tag team match street fight, Philadelphia street fight. That's when Snoop Dogg came out. He's promoting his new I think tequila or some cane alcohol juice, gin and juice from his song with Dr. Dre. They made it as a song, as an actual alcohol drink.
Mm-hmm.
So he's promoting that. He's also commentating because he's used to having street fights in WWE. Then Bobby Ray from the Dudley Boys as the guest referee. I'm like, oh, this shit is ridiculous. You have Bobby Ray as the ref. This is chaos. I'm like, this is chaos at its fullest. So I'm like, okay, the fight is happening. The Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits are not really doing great until the other team pushes Bubba Ray. And when they push Bubba Ray gets pissed. First of all, imagine they're in Philadelphia. They're actually celebrating the Hall of Fame ECW. ECW started in Philadelphia, another wrestling company that went bankrupt and got bought out by WWE, right? In 2001. So they're celebrating that. So this is a street fight that kind of honoring how ECW started. It was a hardcore. ECW was that's where some people were bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
That's so they were honoring that. So I'm saying Baba Ray was part of ECW. So if Baba Ray takes off his glasses, he's like Steve Echo type of glasses, he puts them on, and when he does that, Bobby Lashley spears his opponent. And when Bobby Ray looks at Bobby Lashley, he taps Bobby Lashley. He's like, "Yeah, y'all gotta do my signature move." Then when he did, he's like, "What's up?" Bobby Ray used to do that when he was about to jump and hit people with his head in. Y'all know where if people watch wrestling, y'all know what Bobby Ray and the Douglas Boys used to do when they were holding, like how Jeff I used to jump on people middle parts and with his legs. Bobby Ray did that from the top with his head. Crazy thing. So Baba Ray is like, "Yeah, that happened." Then Baba Ray he does his celebration every time when they did that. He's like, "Tables, we need tables." I'm like, "Oh shit, y'all about to let Baba Ray do the 3D through the table." I'm like, "Oh, this is crazy." Baba Ray didn't get involved. He just said tables. They brought out the table. The first table breaks, and the comment Snoop Dogg commentary was funny. He's like, "Yo," he's like, "that table is grandma's table." He's like, "That's grandma's table at the cookout." And it breaks. It's like, y'all broke grandma's table. It's like, nah, y'all need to go get the out. Then they brought up another. It's like, okay, now that's grandpa's table. That's granddaddy's table. That's strong enough. So, so he get the Street Profits win the win the fight, and man when they win, Snoop they say, okay guys, I'm out. I need to go back and take some of the juice. I need to go celebrate. Snoop leaves. Then next fight, I think it was the females come on the 6 team female fight between Naomi, Bianca Belair, and J.Cole. Crazy thing, have 3 black girls on one team. That was awesome seeing black queens on the one team. That's the first time ever to have like 3 black queens on one team, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, let's go. So they have that, and me when they have that, I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be fun. Then they win. Oh, that was the night before. I'm mistaken. That was the night before, but we gonna cover that. They had a great match. The intro was fantastic. The how they came out. But it was the next match. I think it was Logan Paul versus Randy Orton and KO. Now, people, the storyline in this really doesn't involve neither one of all of 3 of them. It involves Logan Paul. KO and Randy Orton doesn't they don't like they don't like Logan Paul like that. They have a one common element, Logan Paul. They like it, they're like cool friends. But when it comes to Logan Paul, they hate Logan Paul. That's what's the theory of this, is that they don't like Logan Paul. So on Friday, right? On Friday night before WrestleMania, KO and Randy Orton were talking about that dislike of Logan Paul. They don't like Logan Paul. Logan Paul take kind of videos in from they're at the Wells Fargo Center. They're at the Wells Fargo Center, and Logan Paul is at the Lincoln Financial Field where WrestleMania was. So he's like, yeah, at the Wells Fargo Center. I'm where WrestleMania is. I'm here, you know, putting in some work. What I'm gonna do to you on Sunday. And KO was like, I was like, KO was like, so when KO was like, looks at Randy, he's like, you think what I'm thinking? He's like, does he know that the stadium for WrestleMania is just across the street? Like, we can get out here and we can get him across the street. He doesn't. He's like, does he know? He doesn't know that we can just drive up, we can go across the street. So him and Randy Orton look at each other, like, agreed that you know, they're going across the street. Then that's when the other people who are supposed to be friends with Logan Paul on WWE, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller come out under the ring, because I guess they were supposed to jump KO and Randy Orton in the ring, but that shit didn't work. They followed Randy Orton and KO outside. When Randy Orton and KO and Kevin Owens get the golf cart to drive across the street to the Lincoln Financial Field where WrestleMania was, they follow them. But I guess Randy Orton, and I don't know how they knew this, but Logan Paul tried to play mind games. He took the video there, but he came back to West Fargo Center. So he was like, oh yeah, he comes out. This is Philadelphia, typical bad guy type of shit. I'm like, okay, Logan Paul, I didn't like you at first in WWE, but I now grew to love you because you taking this bad guy shit to a whole nother level. Because he came out, what's up, you trash South Jerseyans? He's like, oh, I just got work. I just go with me in Philadelphia, equally trash. I'm like, God damn.
I mean, we be trash sometimes. I ain't gonna lie.
But the
I ain't
way
gonna
he
lie.
said it though, it was the way he said. He's like, what's up, you trash South Jersey? Then he stopped, like he acted like the fans were telling. I guess he was listening to the fans. I guess somebody in the fans said, "We in Philadelphia, idiot." He's like, "Oh, I just got the word. Be in Philadelphia, equally trash. Then he came out here, said his promo, saying that he set an ambush for Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. So he's like, let's view it in and see the ambush. Unfortunately for him, his friends can't find KO or Randy Orton at the Lincoln Financial Field. So he's like, man, it's a big stadium. Look everywhere. They're like, we can't find them because Randy Orton and KO came out from under the ring. They're at the Wells Fargo Center looking at Logan Paul. Immediately, immediately Logan Paul I think the people on the video recognized that they're at the thing because they were video calling each other. They're like, oh, they did kind of did the I'm shocked face how they're there, and you see Randy Orton and KO looking at him like, this idiot, why you thought you got us? So then Randy Orton does the RKO. No, KO does his stand up. Randy Orton does the RKO and the walk off. I'm like, okay, cool. Uh, that's what happens. Cool. Then the WrestleMania, Randy Orton, the people, if you don't know, Logan Paul does this every time he's on the main event or on the pay-per-view. He comes out with the prime mascot, and every time is somebody different under the mascot. To be honest, I thought it was KSI again. I was like, okay, he brought KSI again. No, it wasn't KSI. It was ISO Speed this time. I'm like, God damn, Logan Paul, you just letting your friends get beat up every single time you bring them up. I was like, I'm like, bro, this is ridiculous. I was like, the last time KSI got jumped on by you by mistake, but technically speaking, it wasn't by mistake, but okay. Then KSI also got RKO'd by Randy Orton when he announced Prime is now the prime sponsor for WWE for their pay-per-view events. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, so when he comes out with the Philadelphia themed, Eagles themed gear, the fighting, and immediately when Randy Orton is about to do, because Randy Orton had brass knuckles, like the brass knuckles that Logan Paul normally uses to win all his fights since he's became champion. He's been using brass knuckles, so he took Logan Paul's brass knuckles away after he used them on Randy Orton and knocked out Randy, but Randy still kicked out of the 1, 2, 3. So he used the brass knuckles and Randy took them away, and Randy looked at the brass knuckles and gave them to the ref. And me, when he gave them to the ref, he's about to set up the punt kick, the legend killer type of kick that he used to retire all the WWE legends from back then, like Ric Flair and everybody, how they retire from WWE when the first Randy Orton, they were used to get kicked like a pancake. So Randy's about to set it up. Then that's where Actual Speed pulls, you know, he pulls out Logan Paul. He reviews himself as Actual Speed under the Prime mascot. He's cussing Randy. He's like, you move the fuck back. Move the fuck back. He pushes. This is where I say Actual Speed is ridiculous. Funny at the same time, stupid. I was like, Actual Speed, you should have used his speed and ran away. After you pushed Randy and you bucked at Randy, you should have started running. Because you stood there like you about to do something to Randy. Randy kicks him right in the chest. And then when he kicks him, actually falls down. The whole prime mask suit, the prime mascot suit comes off immediately. And he grabs it and puts him on the table. And Randy decided to buck back at Actual Speed. I was like, this is funny as hell. I'm like, whoever came with this idea for Randy to buck at freaking Actual Speed and RKO him through the table was a genius. So he RKO, but unfortunately, you know, Logan Paul wins the fight, the match. He wins his belt back. Did the picture of like every time when somebody's injured, one of Logan Paul's, contact friends gets interfered. They take a picture like they're injured or something. But yeah, that happened. Then Bailey. Then the next fight was Bailey and Io Sky. Great storytelling. Bailey kinda was the reason why Io Sky is who she is to the WWE fans. So it was more like they betrayed on Bailey. Bailey won the fight easy, but it was more revenge. It was actually fun. Then then Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. I go lie. This match, you can even explain what this match was, man. This match was the start of Triple H era because he brought out every single. You know, every time I thought somebody won the match, somebody came out. Cody had the match won 3 times, and 3 times somebody came out to interfere. So the first time Cody was about to do his finisher for the third time, he got super kicked by Jimmy Uso, and Jimmy's about, oh yeah, I'm Jimmy's he's super kicked Cody. I'm like, okay, cool. You super kick Cody, cool. We know this was gonna happen. Then Jay comes out. I'm like, okay, Jay and Jimmy gonna cancel each other. I'm like, okay, cool, that's cool. So Jay spears Jimmy all through the announce table, injuring himself at the same time. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, okay, who's next? Solo comes out, interferes again, like last year, does the same thing. Then I'm like, okay, it took a minute somebody come back to interfere to help Cody. I'm like, oh, okay, who's coming? I'm like, who's coming? Please, we got somebody. Cody can't be outnumbered man now because he's about to lose. Then John Cena comes out. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, John Cena is back.
Not
I'm like, I
Peacemaker.
understand.
Yeah,
John Cena comes
my
out.
bad,
Him and
Peacemaker.
he takes out Solo. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, now the rumors like, okay, they can bring The Rock right now because we need somebody else from the bloodline. Then I was like, really? But they just announced one of Roman's cousin just signed with WWE, Jacob Fatu, who's also a great wrestler in independently. He just signed with WWE. I was like, if he comes out right now, it's gonna make this crazy. The storyline go crazy. The bloodline storyline go even way crazy. So he comes, then The Rock comes out. The Rock is pissed. He's pissed at Rock. He's pissed. He's calling John Cena the F bombs. He's like, "You interfered. This is not your business." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I'm like, "Wait a minute. What the fuck is what's happening here?" So The Rock comes out, beats up John Cena, and Seth comes out. Comes out this way. Seth did. The storyline comes crazy because Seth comes out. He didn't comes out with his own theme music, but he comes out with the Shield's theme music. If anybody remembers, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and another wrestler who's now on AEW, Dean Ambrose, now known as John Moxley, were part of the Shield. And Seth betrayed Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. So Seth comes out in the Shield gear and the Shield music. So he comes out. He comes out and does. He comes out. He's trying to get in the ring. Superman punches him. Superman punches him. I'm like, okay, okay, cool. I'm like, okay, now The Rock is about to whoop Cody. And guess who comes? I'm like, oh shit. The Undertaker theme song comes. It's like, dong, lights go out. I'm like, oh shit. I jump out my bed. I'm like, no way The Undertaker comes out. He just said he really doesn't want to come. He doesn't go to wrestling events because he still has the itch since he retired to come back in the ring. I'm like, they're not gonna let the Undertaker come in this ring and do something. Lights come back on. The Rock is looking for the Undertaker. Typical Undertaker thing. He's standing behind the Rock. The Rock turns around, realizes the Undertaker is behind him. He's about to whoop him with the wristband that he kind of was about to use on Cody. The Undertaker choke slams him. That's the theme song, and him and the Rock disappeared. Well, technically, the Rock didn't disappear. The Rock rolled out the ring, but Undertaker left. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, the Undertaker left. That's cool. Cody finishes his story. Cody wins the title. Everybody who helped Cody finally gets up from getting beat up. John Cena, They find out they went and grabbed Jay Uso from where he sacrificed his body. They went and grabbed Seth, who has been limping since Saturday. They grabbed everybody who kind of, now wait, now people, I forgot to mention this, the storyline before Cody won, right? Roman Reigns had the steel chair, and Cody was getting up, and Seth was getting up. So the storyline was technically they were trying to give who is Roman gonna choose. Is he gonna stay focused on Cody and beat Cody, or go back to the past when Seth betrayed Roman Reigns and hit him with the chair in the back on the back, and Roman chose to beat up Seth with the chair and was about to do his finish on Cody. That's when Cody did a reversal and beat Roman. I'm like, okay, great storyline. That the story was like, okay, Roman Reigns hasn't got really over the betrayal from years ago from Seth. Like he's still stuck in the past, and that cost him the title. I'm like, okay, I like the storyline. I do. Now they're about to tell the storyline of Roman facing his past, his demon from the past. I'm like, okay, cool. Seth comes out. Cody wins the title. He brings out his family on the thing. Then he finally brings out Triple H. He say, he's like, y'all had all week. This is a new era. We about to be officially starting the Paul Levesque era, the Triple H era. He comes out, everything happens, Triple H raises his hands, thanks him. Everything WrestleMania was done. Yesterday was Raw. Technically speaking, Raw was fun. Until the end, where CM Punk cost Drew McIntyre again. Because Drew McIntyre is pissed that he lost after 5 minutes, having his WrestleMania moment for 5 minutes. He come out, he's saying all this shit about CM Punk. He's in a four-way. He's in a match against three other people to be the contender for the belt that he lost last night. The previous night on WrestleMania that he lost because he was focused on CM Punk, and CM Punk cost him his moment. After he won, he lost it right after that after 5 minutes, right? So he's talking shit. Before he even finished talking shit, Jay Uso comes out. Now the storyline is Jay Uso and CM Punk became friends because Jay Uso, outside of WWE, he's been doing this. You know, he went to a first hockey game in Chicago with CM Punk, so they've off the field, off the WWE relationship as friends. So Jey Uso, so they did the storyline. At the end, it was literally Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre is about to do his finisher, the Claymore, and he's counting it down like how Shawn Michaels used to count down his super kick. Drew McIntyre is doing, he's at 1, 3, 2, 1, and when he got to 0 and he's about to run off, you see CM Punk just grabs his leg, and CM Punk is grabbing his leg, and see Drew McIntyre looks back, and CM Punk acts like he didn't do nothing. He's like, I didn't do shit. He's laughing like this. CM Punk is like, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. No, I didn't. And me, when he does that shit, Drew McIntyre looks back. Jey Uso hits him with the flying super kick that and a spear that Jey Uso stole from Roman Reigns, and he does his jumping, this frog splash, the Uso splash. He wins the title. CM Punk is laughing, celebrating, laughing at freaking Drew McIntyre. That sets up a whole storyline. But I want to give props to Triple H, because Triple H, since you have taken over WWE, I go like, man, you've been cooking. You have so many storylines that I can't even count. You have, to be honest, you had the Cody storyline. He finally finished your story. You had The Rock come back, who it looks like The Rock is coming full time. Well, he's not full time, he's part time coming back to WWE. Uh because The Rock announced that he's no longer this is not just a one time thing coming back to WWE. He's finally coming back. Like he's gonna work. after the two movies that he's filming this month until the summer. He's coming back to WWE. He's gonna he already talked to people at Hollywood that he's gonna try to balance both WWE, and he's like he wants to do something that he loves to do, and he's like he loves WWE and he loves movies, so he's gonna do both. But he's like, since now where he got in his career, he now can do both, so he's coming back. John Cena said he wants to come back next year because this year he's fully booked for all this year until December. He's fully booked. He can't come back to WWE until next year. But The Rock already announced to the fans saying that yes, next this next month in May, I think May until June, July, he's filming A24 or some movie that he's filming, right? A24 something. And after that, he's coming back to WWE. So he's coming back. He's like, literally, he even said on his press conference, it was like, this character that we created is not just The Rock just coming back for one time things. Like, I did that 8 years ago, just coming back for one, showing up and going back away, showing up and going back. It was like, nah, when they brought me back this time and we did this idea for me to come back, and after the WrestleMania thing, and we had to pivot between me and Roman to pivot to Cody and thing and the final boss. He's like, technically speaking, it was my idea. But I the one thing I told him was like, I didn't just want to come back as just, The Rock. He's like, we have done that plenty of times. It had happened. It happened to with CM Punk when The Rock just came back and took um CM Punk's spot, and him and John Cena went back and forth. He said, but this time I wanted something that would last longer than just WrestleMania. He's like, but now since we have finally picked this theme, he even talked about how easy it came about. Like he's him turning be him being becoming a bad guy.
Hmm.
Uh he kind of says like, yes, he's like, this happened. He's like, technically speaking, he's like, I'll be honest to the fans. Cody was not supposed to be on WrestleMania.
Makes
Cody
sense.
Cody was well, technically, yes, Cody was supposed to be WrestleMania, but the storyline was saying Cody was gonna pass the moment down to The Rock for The Rock and Roman storyline for what they was saying. The Rock and Roman for years when Roman became the tribal chief, the first thing people wanted to see was The Rock and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Even The Rock did that on his own show, Young Rock. He tells that saying that this match only is only big for WrestleMania. That's the only way this match is gonna happen. So that's what it was supposed to be. But when the fans started not liking what was happening, and the fans were saying, "We want Cody, we want Cody." The Rock said after the stay off 2 days, he went online, he saw the fan reaction. He's like, "We had two options. We had two options. It was more of we can power through this and continue with the original, or we can pivot and switch directions." He's like, he was in Hawaii. I don't know why The Rock was in Hawaii at the time, but The Rock was in Hawaii, and he came up with the idea to pivot. He's like, I came back, I called, I did the call to Triple H. I was like, what if we pivoted? He's like, but when we pivot, we gotta use everything that's happening to our advantage. He's
Hmm.
like, I tend to a bad guy, but at the same time, me turning to a bad guy is more of I'm gonna use my power. The storyline is the more I'm gonna use my power as the boss, as like the real life type of things that happen, and me as the head of directors at TKO, we're gonna incorporate that into the storyline, becoming the final boss. I'm like, okay. I'm like, when he said that, I'm like, oh shit, he's saying that. He's like, but it was now to convince everybody else to go on board. He's like, immediately, he's like, I told Cody. Cody was like, yeah, let's do it. Cody was like, let's do it. Roman Reigns was like, let's do it. It's like Seth was like, okay, I really don't see this happening, but Seth was like, okay, let's do it. Since we're doing this, let's do it. So he's like, that's how they came out with the final boss. And I go lie, The Rock, your final boss theme song or entrance is fire. When you say final boss engaged, I go lie, that shit is video game type of shit.
Mhm.
I go lie, that shit is video game type of shit because that shit is actually fire. That's one thing. But I go lie, WWE did that thing. Triple H, you doing your thing. I'm really interested to see what happens next because
Mhm.
there's a lot of things that Triple H is doing that I'm interested to see what's happening. Like the storylines, like CM Punk and Drew looks like a feud. The Rock and Cody are gonna feud when The Rock comes back because that's what he's promised.
Nah, if you smack me on live television, we gotta throw
Yeah,
one.
because The Rock The Rock yesterday said, yeah, yeah, I know The Rock is coming. The Rock gotta go, but he's coming back. When I coming back, Cody, I don't care if you're champion or I don't care if you're not. Me and you gotta see each other, right? It's like this. It's like I know that you and the Roman Reigns story just ended, but me and yours just began. Cody responded. He's like, you the boss, right? He's like, you the boss. He's like, you're not just the final boss, but you the boss of TKO. So that means you the boss of WWE. That means you the boss of me. He's like, since I'm now champion, I'm their champion. I'm also WWE's champion. And I'm also your champion because you my boss. I'm like, oh, I like the storyline. But people are very, I gotta see what the storyline is gonna be because I think The Rock is gonna come back right before SummerSlam. He's got him and Cody gotta start their feud. And when The Rock, this what's gonna happen. People really don't know what's gonna happen, but I think I know what's gonna happen. I don't have the script, but this is what I want to happen. This is my theory. What's gonna happen,
Mhm.
right? The Rock and Cody gonna start feuding, going back and forth, and they're gonna have a match. And The Rock would have battle beat Cody for the WWE Championship, and Roman Reigns comes and costs The Rock the title. And that's gonna kick off The Rock, and Roman Reigns feud because we kind of thought it was gonna happen WrestleMania, but I guess it's gonna take way more as when you see that The Rock is what wants the title that Cody has, where the Roman Reigns is the title that Roman Reigns made relevant, but I don't know if it's I like what I'm having, man. WWE looks fire, man. Shout out to Triple H. Uh, you have made WWE cool again. I know that The Rock is saying that he made WWE cool, wrestling cool again, but nah, Triple H, you make wrestling cool again. Like I think I saw a lot of people saying that they want to come back to wrestling because I saw it's like, man, this what's happening in wrestling. I'm like, man, wrestling has been this popping this since 2020, since Roman Reigns became the tribal chief. I go lie. Wrestling has had because Triple H. I heard that Triple H was the main reason. Well, technically speaking, Roman was the main reason why WWE became cool because Roman told immediately in 2096 when COVID started, right? Roman took time off, right? Took time off, and Vince McMahon asked him to come back, but Roman said no. Vince McMahon was like, "What is he gonna make you to come back?" Because they were like, Roman was like, He's like, He's like, first of all, Roman, his contract was up, so he had a chance. They were trying to renew the contract, and Roman said, "I'm not renewing my contract unless you change my character." Because no, technically speaking, they don't like him as a good guy. They never liked him as a good guy. The fans didn't like Roman as a good guy even though they pushed him as the next John Cena as a good guy, they never liked him that. So he asked them, "What if you take me as the bad guy, and that's what that's what it's gonna take for me to come back. And when they turned him to a bad guy and he came back, really people really didn't know that he was a bad guy until Roman side with Paul Heyman, and I was like, "Yep, bad guy. I like it." I beat it with it. I saw Paul Heyman. I was like, "I like it."
Yeah, Paul Heyman is an asshole.
I go
He's
like
good though.
that
He's
nigga.
good.
He's a good asshole because he's I didn't we didn't cover the Hall of Fame speech that he did when he got into WWE Hall of Fame on Friday. But God lead, I don't. Whoever works for WWE on Peacock, I'm sorry for y'all. You had the hottest job on Friday. We tried to censor poor Heyman. Y'all ran out of blips because that nigga said the F bomb, bitch. He said everything under the sun. He had the hottest job for 2 days. He had the hottest job for Friday and Sunday because when Speed was speaking, he was saying the F bomb too. So technically speaking, y'all could not censor both these niggas. Speed said the F bomb 4 times in a row fast, and
Hmm.
y'all tried to censor it, and I had everything. Y'all could not. Y'all censored the first time, but the 4 times when he said fuck, 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 fuck in the 4 times in a row, that could not. Yeah, there was no way y'all could have censored it because that was fast. He said fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you fast like 4 times
Or
in a row, and they could not censor that shit. That was too fast for them. But when Paul Heyman was saying his Hall of Fame speech and he was saying F, fuck, and anything under the sun, man, I go lie, he's a good asshole. Because that nigga said told Stephanie McMahon he can finally admit now she married the wrong Paul. I'm like, you just said Stephanie McMahon married Triple H. Who's married to Triple H? His name is Paul Levesque, by the way. I didn't. I still kind of it's weird because for years they tried to tell us his name was Hunter. Triple H, the Hunter Hennis,
I hated
Hesley.
his first name. It was terrible. It was
Yeah,
Hurst Hemsley or something like that.
yeah, like, but actually his real name is Paul Levesque. I'm like, what the fuck did y'all try to tell us his name was?
Yeah, yeah. His real name's Paul.
His real name is Paul Levesque. I'm like, the fuck? So y'all tried to tell us his name was Hunter
It's like Jamie
something has
Foxx and his name actually being Eric. It's like Eric something. Eric Westbrook or some shit.
like what the fuck? Y'all tried to tell us his name was Hunter something Hesley. What the fuck? Bro, no. But it's actually fun, man. We had a lot of things. The Sixers before we
The
go.
tournament, the
Sixers.
tournament ended too.
Oh yeah, the tournament ended. You can congratulations, South Carolina.
W.
Congratulations. We really don't have time. We kind of WWE took most of the time. Me talking about it took a lot of time.
Mm.
So we might cover the next episode the tournament and how it looked. But I want to say the Sixers, man, y'all gotta win this next 2 games, 3 games, whatever. How many games y'all left with? Y'all gotta win because y'all need to be not in the playing tournament. Y'all really don't need to be in the playing. Hold on. You know what? We got this. Hold on. Let me go.
Especially with Giannis and
Them
with them
struggling,
having Doc Rivers and they start getting cooked like bro.
bro. They are struggling bad.
The
So
East is wide open, bro.
the East is wide up. Well, the East is wide open until we get. We kind of play.
You just gotta beat
We
the
kind of play.
Celtics.
Yeah, gotta beat the Celtics. All right. So here, the Sixers. Hold on. Let me tell you how many games we got. So we beat the Spirit. So we have tonight. Tonight's the ninth, right? So we got the Detroit Pistons. We got the Magic, who are actually a good team, and the Nets. Y'all gotta win these next 3 games. There's no ifs, ands, about this. Y'all gotta win these next 3 games, and that's it, man. Joel Embiid is back. With no beard, by the way. That kind of weird me out.
He's back, but he's hooping. He was hooping. I think
Yeah,
last game was the stat line like 36 and 11 and something else. He was cooking. He was cooking. I'm happy he came back like cooking. Like it's no slow grind. There's no nothing. He's ready.
yeah.
He's ready for them
But yeah,
playoffs.
man. Yeah. So I without further ado, man, we know what to do. Y'all know, subscribe if you're new, leave a like, drop a comment. If you're watching on every other streaming platform, wherever you watch your podcast, I want to say thank you for listening. Download the podcast, share with your friends, so that we get the downloads up, man. So that we get the we start getting paid from every streaming platform, man. So without further ado, we out, man. Peace.